The round of 16 is set for the FIFA Men's Under 20 World Cup. We just finished our last day of match day threes. Here are some of the results, which were interesting in terms of developing where we are. So we had on Friday Ukraine over Paraguay, Korea over Panama, which eliminated Panama. Egypt over Chile didn't eliminate Chile. They were able to move through. And New Zealand, needing a win, fell to Japan 3-0. They are out of the competition. I think the match of this weekend was Mexico versus Morocco, which Mexico wins with a Gil Mora penalty in the 51st minute. That sends them to the top of their group. And I think that though the headline is Brazil fails to make it out, the story is Mexico and Morocco being 1-2 in their group. Great things we're seeing from those sides. Argentina gets past Italy. Australia 3-1 over Cuba. Cuba needing a win for any chance. Unfortunately, they are eliminated. US loses to South Africa. Should be noted. US did rotate a little bit here, so not the full US side, but South Africa able to move on as well as France over New Caledonia. And Nigeria with a draw at the death to keep them alive, and Saudi Arabia with a draw, which left them in a precarious situation. So to talk about where we are now, let's just pull it up and talk about it. Here are third place sides. Everyone needed 4 points. Australia and Egypt were not able to make it with only 3 points each. They needed a draw somewhere else in there. France, Nigeria, South Korea, and Spain are your third place finishers. Your 4 out of 6 third place finishers. Therefore, your knockouts are as follows. We have on one side of the bracket, Chile versus Mexico. The hosts face probably one of the top playing teams this side. This will be a tough matchup for them. Argentina versus Nigeria. Let's see if Nigeria have the opportunity and can show a little bit more goal scoring prowess to get past a strong Argentina side. Spain versus Ukraine could be very cagey. I think I might like Spain here, but that's just me just giving my guesses. Colombia versus South Africa, I think, could be the game with all the goals in it, but we'll wait and see. And that's one side of the bracket. On the other side, we have the US versus Italy. That starts on the 9th. Morocco versus South Korea, penning that one. Japan versus France, and Paraguay versus Norway. This is the bracket. Games happening on the 7th. That's right. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then 11th and 12th for the quarterfinals, the 15th for the semis, and then 19th next week, Sunday, on the finals. Guys, who do you like? Who has stood out here? I know the story in some groups might be one or the other things, but I think solid play from everyone. Here's how the groups finished as well. In Group A, Japan topped the group with 3 points, with Chile and Egypt finishing tied. I think Egypt and Chile, it was fair play points and being a differentiator because they were equal everywhere else. Ukraine topping Group B with 7 points, with Paraguay and South Korea finishing in second and third. Group C, Morocco topping the group, but Mexico with 5, no losses in their group stage. Spain with 4, and then, like, of course, the story of the group. The headline of the group is Brazil out, but the story is Mexico, Morocco topping the group here. Argentina topping their Group D with 9 points. Italy with 4, and Australia with 3. Unable to make it through, do need another point. US, South Africa, and France all tying with 6 points. US with a goal difference, go top of the group with 10 goal difference. South Africa with a 5, and then France with 4. New Caledonia brought many a gifts for them. Group F, Colombia finished at the top with 5 points, tied with Norway. Fair point play, giving it to Colombia. And then Nigeria finishing out in third. Who do you guys like? Let's throw that graphic up one more time. Again, there are your matchups. Chile versus Mexico, Argentina versus Nigeria, Ukraine versus Spain, Colombia versus South Africa, United States versus Italy, Morocco versus South Korea, Paraguay versus Norway, and Japan versus France. Who do you like? Which players, again, have stood out for you? And as always, I'm going to stop talking right here.